In a high-stakes U.S. visa interview, your entire future can pivot on just one answer. So today, we're going to tear apart a simple two-sentence response that is actually a masterclass in strategic communication. Let's really get into what makes it so powerful.
Okay, so picture this. You're sitting across from a visa officer. Your heart is pounding, your future is hanging in the balance, and they lean in and ask you this. What do your parents do for a living? Seems simple, right? Just a bit of small talk, breaking the ice.
But it's not. In the super high-pressure environment of a U.S. student visa interview, that question is a carefully aimed test. It's designed to figure out two really critical unspoken things about your application.
All right, so let's get into it. Section 1, the high-stakes question. You've got to understand, this isn't just a friendly chat. Every single word you say is being put under a microscope.
I mean, think about it. The officer has just a few minutes to make a decision that could totally change the course of your life. And your answer to this one, seemingly innocent question, well, that could literally be the thing that decides whether you get a yes or a no. Okay, so now for the main event. Let's deconstruct what a perfect answer actually sounds like. We're going to break it down piece by piece so you can really understand the strategy that makes it work so well.
So here it is. Now, on the surface, this seems pretty straightforward, right? Super direct. Father's an engineer, mother's a doctor. But oh, the magic here is what's not being said. It's all about the subtext.
Let's break this down, starting with the father. When you say, "My father is an engineer," that word, engineer, immediately paints a picture of a stable, professional career. And adding that little phrase, working in the engineering sector, well, that just reinforces the whole idea of steady work and a reliable income. See the difference? It's not just a job, it's a solid career path.
And then, bam, the answer doubles down. "My mother is a doctor" adds this whole other layer of security, and specifying she works at a hospital grounds it in a real, stable institution. So without even mentioning a single dollar amount, this applicant has just painted this perfect picture of a family with two strong professional incomes.
But honestly, this second sentence, this is where it goes from good to absolutely brilliant. This isn't just some throwaway line you add at the end. This is pure strategy.
Think about all the work this one little sentence is doing. First, it shows there's a history of financial support. Second, it proves the parents are actually invested in their kids' future. Third, it hammers home the point that the only reason for this trip is education. And fourth, and this is the really clever part, it subtly suggests strong family ties, a powerful reason to come back home.
So what's really going on here? What are the two big, unspoken concerns that this entire answer is perfectly built to solve? Let's spell them out.
Okay, number 1 is financial sponsorship. Basically, the visa officer needs to know for sure that you can pay for your tuition, your living expenses, everything, without having to go work illegally in the U.S. That answer about the engineer and the doctor, it screams, "Don't worry, my funding is solid," and comes from a legit source. And then there's the second one. And folks, this is huge. Non-immigrant intent. What this means is they have to believe that you're actually going to go back home when you're done with school. That sentence about parental support, it frames your education as a family investment, and you better believe they're expecting to see that investment pay off, back in their home country.
Okay, so look, obviously not everyone's parents are doctors and engineers, right? I get that, but that's not the point. The point is the structure of the answer. It's a template, a framework that really anyone can use.
So let's look at this formula. It's basically 3 simple steps. Step 1, just state the profession. Be clear, be confident. Step 2, and this is so important, link that job to financial stability. So instead of just, "My father owns a shop," you might say, "My father runs a successful retail business that's been in our family for 30 years. Then you bring it all home with step 3. Connect that stability directly to your educational goal. Something like, "And because of their hard work, they're proud to be funding my studies abroad." So you see, it's not really about the job title itself. It's about using that job title to prove you're financially stable and to back up your story that you're a serious student who is absolutely planning on returning home. Which brings us to the biggest takeaway of this whole explainer. When that visa officer asks about your parents' jobs, what are they really asking?
They are not making small talk. They are asking 2 crystal clear questions. Can you afford this? And are you going to go home when you're done? Every single thing they ask is in some way trying to get the answer to those 2 questions.
And that, right there, is the secret. The best communication isn't just about answering the words you hear. It's about hearing the question that isn't being asked and answering that. When you do that, you make the officer's job super easy. You're basically handing them the exact reasons they need to approve your visa.
So the next time you find yourself in one of those high-stakes moments, visa interview, a job interview, whatever it is, just remember to ask yourself, are you just answering the words they're saying, or are you answering the real question hiding behind them? Because that little shift in perspective, that can change absolutely everything.